Jerolyn Morrison is a potter and anthropologist with a PhD in archaeology and Minoan cooking, pots and cooking. She has been working in Crete since 1997 on many archaeological projects in West, Central, and East Crete. Minoan Taste is a social enterprise promoting the culinary history of ancient Crete by working together with a network of food experts, historians, and archaeologists. Hi, we're back. We're here with Jerolyn Morrison to talk about Minoan-style cooking. Hi, Jerolyn. How are you?
I'm fine, Nafsika. How are you?
Good, good. So, tell me, what is Minoan?
Well, Minoan is a prehistoric culture on the island of Crete in the Mediterranean that was around about 3,000 to 5,000 years ago. And it was a very advanced civilization. They were known for their seafaring trading. They had amazing buildings, fantastic craftsmanship, and they made fantastic pottery, and they had a very rich diet.
So tell me a little bit about the Cretan diet.
Sure, absolutely. One of the things that makes the Cretan diet so rich is they do a lot of foraging, and they'll collect different types of plants, different types of fruits, nuts that are very nutritious and full of vitamins and proteins. And so I think that in a combination with the amount of physical work that they do, there's a lot of mountains to climb, a lot of people swim. Definitely, 1 or 2 generations ago, everybody was farming, everybody was catching their own fish. And so there was a lot of daily activity mixed in with this kind of very holistic way of collecting food and eating and preparing food.
Yeah. And I'm told that you design aprons?
We
like
do,
this?
Yes, absolutely. So the cooking venture from the hearth-style cooking has gone into the apron making business, which is really exciting.
They're
Yes,
really
we have
beautiful.
a little apron glam with the sequins
Very
and satin,
nice.
and then we also have the more functional utilitarian denim style.
Beautiful, very nice.
Well, thank you.
And where would someone go to if they wanted to buy an apron?
Yeah. Well, the line is called Aprons by J.E.M, and it's J.E.M.
Okay.
And so we have a website, and if anybody's interested, send us a message, and we will hook you up with a gorgeous apron.
Perfect, great.
Yeah.
So what are we preparing today?
Well, today what we're doing is all of the foods that are prepared in these types of Minoan-style cooking pots, we have archaeological evidence for being used or available in the Minoan landscape on Crete. Okay. So we're going to be making a pita that's been flavored with figs and almonds. Nice. And then we also have a nice lentil dish over here that's been flavored with coriander and then topped off with a little bit of sea salt and olive oil.
Tell me a little bit about each of these ingredients. These are ancient ingredients,
That's right? That's right. So the lentils here, the brown lentils, we have evidence for being on Crete as early as the Neolithic period. So that's about 5,000 years prior to the Minoans. So these lentils came from the Near East, and they were farmed and collected, and that became really a staple of the diet, which continued on through the Minoan times, and actually we still eat in Greece today.
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
So what's fun about this project, though, is because it's a dish that people are very familiar with, lentils. We don't cook it with tomatoes or with carrots or potatoes like New World plants that came much later into the diet.
Okay.
We use leeks, which is kind of a form of a wild onion that they would have had, yes. And then we also use garlic. And then what I like to do is we have coriander seeds, and these were also from the Near East that were brought to the island of Crete during the Minoan period. And so that kind of creates a nice aromatic, a little bit sweet taste to the lentils.
So how do you prepare all this together?
Well, what you do is you chop up the leeks, in a small little pieces. I like to put just a big clove or big head of garlic into it. Now we put them into the pot with lentils, and then we put the water in, and then you just let it boil and boil and boil. So ideally, if you're cooking in these sorts of vessels, you would put little, pieces of hot coals and wood, and you would slowly let the pot warm up. And about 2 or 3 hours later, you would have a wonderful bowl of lentils. But you can also do that on a regular stove. Yes.
Right. So on a regular stove, also, how do you?
That's right.
How long would it take?
Oh, probably about an hour, hour and a half.
So to prepare all this together, a few minutes, and then you just leave it on the stove? Or,
That's right. I would say within 2 hours you would have a nice big pot of lentils if you were cooking in a modern kitchen. And then during that time you could be making your pita, which is just very simple. You just use flour, your choice of flour, and then if you want to have it to be a little bit sweet and crunchy, you can add some dried fruits and some dried nuts and roll it out.
So how do you serve them?
Okay, well, what I like to do is I'll take them out of the pot once they're cooked.
Looks yummy.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Goodness, I see the leek in there.
Yeah, right. They cook down a lot, so you could put as much in there as you want. It's kind of it's a personal taste.
Okay.
And then what I like to do is I like to take a little bit of olive oil.
Oh, of course. You mean Greek olive oil?
Yes, absolutely. Kind of give it a little bit extra.
Yes, I love to do that.
Taste and texture. And then I love sea salt, and so
Oh yeah.
yeah, so we have some little sea salt down there, and you crunch it up as fine as you can. It's probably a little too much, but that's all right. It's good for you.
Oh yeah.
And then just kind of mix it around, and
Can I try it?
yeah, absolutely, enjoy.
All right. This looks delicious. I can't wait to try it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Well, I'm going to eat this, and we'll be right back.